Welcome to Professor Kev Show. As you can see, I got my friends from LGA with us. Got Janine and Ilana with us. Good morning, ladies. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin. Happy to be here.
Thank you for
Uh,
having
of
us.
course, good to see you again. So, Janine, I want to start with you. One of the things that people kind of chuckle at me as a former accountant, I think everyone accounting should start off in a public firm because of the exposure you get, the experiences you get. I just started working in banking, a few years later, I'm a banker without really ever getting that chance to try different things. What do you think of my
Yeah.
theory? Does it make sense?
Oh, spot on. Spot on. I'm going to be a little bit, biased because most of my career has been in public accounting. Okay. But to enter it, if I put myself in the students, at standpoint, what I enjoy about public accounting is the variety. Exactly what you said. You can see a lot of industries, manufacturing, professional services, what retail, tech, startups, not-for-profits. So that exposure really gives you a great education beyond your school years of what do I kind of like about business from startup to entrepreneurs to mature businesses, and then what role, what do I like? So public accounting really gives you that depth and breadth for sure.
Dean, one of the other parts of that is learning to deal with personalities. We were joking before the show. When I worked at the bank, I like to pick on the new auditors a little bit, have some fun. I would do that, walk in the room, and the person we send, like, I'm CFO of the bank. When I enter the room, you should stand up, show me my proper respect. And then the whole room would start laughing, like, guys, it's not funny until you let them stand up first. But all kidding aside, you're working with people with all different types of personalities. Isn't that where the soft skills come in, learning how to, say this to Cav because he may not be the friendliest person to deal with?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I know that again, CPAs, accountants, I think get a bad rap that we're behind the curtain
Yeah.
and we don't have much of a personality. Okay, we like to kind of, debunk that myth a little bit that we are fun and exciting people. So I think it's all relationships. It really the which doesn't get out a lot. So whether you're in audit, whether tax, accounting, advisory, it's all how to work with people and really talk financial. A lot of people, again, it's difficult talking about, their taxes and how much they need to pay in and how much they're going to owe, or we're auditing financial statements, right? We're giving them suggestions, okay, how to upgrade it, how to enhance it. So those conversations is personalities, and then now let's put the financial flavor that some people don't really, want to talk about that to go through. So I that's the fun part I like is we have a lot of great clients that that are friends that really rely on us beyond the professional sense. So there's the variety again. So yeah, we're not behind the curtain. So let's debunk that myth. We're in front of the curtain, really meeting a lot of great people.
But sometimes, Janine, we have to deliver bad news.
We sure do. We sure do. And that's where the people skills come in. You just need to be you, right? Again, it's you can't you just have to speak straight. We have a series of 33 fundamentals. One of it is speak straight. And really I think clients like that. No one likes to deliver bad news. When I did taxes, right? I didn't like around that March or April 15th time to let clients know, hey, you're gonna owe $50,000, $1,000, 100. Like, oh my God, So I think that you do have to speak straight. But again, if you're you, then the personality comes out and they respect you for that.
Yep. One more question for you. Let's talk about becoming a CPA. What's
Yes.
involved and why would someone want to be a CPA?
Yes. So I think like you go to, your school and you get, college and you get your credentials. To me, that was the next level of really deciding what I wanted to do. And I wanted to get, again, my CPA license to be in public accounting and have that variety.
Mm.
So it's a combination of the test and studying for the exam, and then it's a combination of experience and working, when I say at a CPA firm and absorbing all that education, if you will, that comes with it. So it's not easy. Trust me, I would not want to take the CPA exam again, one and done.
Yeah.
But it's like any other credential. It's it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile to go. And you can do anything. Like it's just not public accounting. CPA is just not for public accounting. As you mentioned, Kevin, you can go on and work in private industry. And there's a lot of great CPAs, whether they, started out in public accounting now that are in industry as well. So a lot of uses to your CPA.
All right, let's move on to Elena. So I believe you were graduating, Elena, when I first became a professor. So you're one of the Manning success stories. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So I want to talk a little bit first about the culture at LGA. I was joking with you before the show. I think your marketing team is doing an amazing job. Every picture I see makes it look so much fun to work at LGA, including watching John. I have to give a shout out to John pushing that cart with snacks on it. That shows me the type of person and the type of firm you are. When I saw that, I actually started smiling. I'm like, man, they do an amazing job. How did you get that culture? Because that doesn't come by accident.
Yeah, I think it starts with the top, right? I'll continue with that shout out to John, who also graduated from UML also. His style very much is one that I like to describe as leading with human. And I think you can feel that throughout the whole firm, all, from the partner group all the way down to that intern and co-op level. So really starting with our leadership group with John Geraci, of course, our managing partner. But I also would like to say, culture is not a one size fits all, as much as those fun and engaging events that you see on social media are so beautiful. One of the things that I think is really refreshing about our culture is that, it's more than just those fun events, right? And culture could mean something different to me, to Janine, to you, right? We have a lot of working moms. Some of what culture means to them is work-life balance, right? The fact that they have that flexibility to work from home, which was an unheard of thing when I know my mom was working and when she was having me and my brother grow up, she didn't have that option. Culture could just mean, career development, career growth, right? Or those fun events. So that's one of the things that I love about LGA is that it's not just the fun events. Culture means so much more.
So I want to talk a little bit about what you're looking for in candidates. We were joking before the show. A lot of my students like, Cav, I'm on the dean's list, chancellor's list. And I'm like, congratulations. I just saw the list. There's 995 students on it. You're as smart as 994 other people in the building. That's a start. It is important, but it's not going to be what's going to separate you from everyone else. So you're on campus and you're recruiting. What are you looking for? What's that it factor?
Yeah, I mean, we talk to a lot of students, especially at UML. I would say, being well prepared and really stating what you want. I think, one of the beauties about accounting major in itself is that there's a lot of different avenues, right? You can go to the big four, you can go super small, you can do mid-size like LGA, you could go private. So I think, when we hear students are like, we know we want a mid-size firm like LGA, and they're saying that with confidence, right? Stating why they're at the booth. And state your truth too. Sometimes we talk to students and they're very much in that exploratory phase, right? They're actually not sure. Maybe they're a freshman, maybe they're a sophomore, and they're not sure if they want to go into public accounting or not, but they have an interest. That's always really refreshing as well because it's not just internship and full-time opportunities. We have other programs that we run at LGA, like our externship program, which is exactly for that type of student. So when we're trying to figure out what kind of fit each student, can have within LGA, I think it's like confidently stating why they're there and why they're talking to you. And, Kevin, you're right. GPA is great. And at LGA, we're definitely not GPA centric. It's more about, what are they looking for out of a firm, right? So when do they care about DEI? Do they care about culture, right? So it's getting to know the student. So I would share as a piece of advice to the students is just state your truth, be who you are, to Janine's point earlier. And then that's what can really set you apart in, the other students.
I am always telling my students, please research the company because I saw that they go up to table. So what is LGA? hey,
Yeah, that happens a lot.
I'm like, please research the company. Know, why you want to work there. What benefits do you have? But I've just seen that. I'm like, please, please, please. It's so competitive. If you do that, I don't know. Maybe you're nicer than I am, Elena. But it's the end of the conversation at that point in time. To be honest, going, okay, look us up and come back. And stuff. So do you have any other last minute tips? Because we're coming into the career fair in a couple of weeks. Anything else, Elena, that people should be prepared for? How about resumes? How's it work now? Do I still bring a physical copy? Do I have it on my phone? How does it all work?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm a traditional girl and I love when the when the students have their resumes on hand. But I would obviously you need to have a solid resume and and I know at UMass Lowell, there's the Career Center that can help them and a lot of different tools and outlets that they can use to really sharpen up their resume. But I know we were talking about social media earlier, and I think the power of LinkedIn, a lot of students don't understand until they get maybe into their junior or senior year. Not to say that LinkedIn is more important than a resume. You have to have a strong resume, but when we see students are all over LinkedIn, really engaged, participating in different club events, networking things, and they're highlighting their internships, it's like an online resume, right? So that would be a tip that I would share with the students is having, a strong LinkedIn profile as well.
I agree with that. I try to tell my students, we're going to Google you. We better like what we see,
Yep.
you know? And I'll be Red Solo Cup photos, you know?
Yep.
But all kidding aside, I came over to campus just to take a picture with Janine.
Yeah.
I wanted to say I haven't seen her in a while because then people are seeing that. I'm like, when you're at that event, take that picture with the speaker. And it's funny, I've been preaching and preaching this, and then I see it. I'm like, yes, you're listening, but it makes a difference because now all of your followers are seeing this. Oh, look, who's the student with Janine? Oh, that's impressive that they knew enough to do that. It's just so important. So let's wrap up. Elena, what's the best way for people to reach out? They'd like to learn more about careers at LGA.
Yeah, I mean, they can follow us on LinkedIn and all of our social media platforms. They can always reach out to me or Joe Scioli, who's our campus recruiter. Of course, Janine as well. Janine's always on campus. All of our emails are on the website, but they're also all kind of carbon copy. It's our first initial last name at lga.cpa, so you can reach out directly there.
And Janine, if people have questions about what it's like to work at LGA or why they should choose public accounting, is acceptable to reach out to you?
Oh, absolutely. I encourage it. I encourage it when we're on campus and talking to students. We understand that, the decision is difficult and they don't need to know any of the answers. There's so many flavors of public accounting, like Ileana said. It is small firm, private, at government, regional firm. So please reach out to me. And we'll also, if maybe you're interested in tax, maybe you're interested in audit, we do hook up and connect students with individuals that maybe were just out of school a year or two. How did they make their decision to come to LGA and be in tax? So like Ileana said, my email is on the website, LinkedIn with me, it as well. We're happy to connect the right people because I wish I had that when I was going to school. Karen, you talk about it. It's all about relationships. It's all about relationships and networking. So again, we're here to help. They don't need to know any of the answers. Sometimes we don't, but a conversation is pretty powerful as well.
Awesome. I appreciate you both taking a few minutes to call on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
And
Thank you
thank you
for
so
having us.
much. A pleasure.